Hello and welcome back to another episode, Black Market Viewers. We are both on Spotify and YouTube at the same time, and I know I've been gone for a while, but there has been a lot of restructuring happening. I'm excited for you to browse the new links and the new profiles and the new timelines and everything, because you will notice a difference in my approach and a difference in my branding. I am just very much focused on delivering very true knowledge, true content, and more engagement. I want to talk to you more. I want to hear from you more. So this is why we're here again doing this. We're going to jump into a very what do we call this? A very interesting topic, a very bullshit topic, if you will. My glasses just fell. The lash industry dying. I have so many opinions on this, and I'm gonna give them all to you right now, okay? So let me just start by saying that I wanna be very realistic here while I'm saying that I disagree with this sentence, this idea, this trend. Really, it's a trend that, I mean, and by all means, jump on the trend. Is that not what we're doing right now by talking about it? However, be truthful, speak your truth. Tell your truth about what is really going on in the industry, at least from your perspective, because you know that's what I'm gonna do. So, is the lash industry dying? Absolutely not. It never will. It's just not gonna go away. I'm gonna organize my thoughts here, but I want to be very realistic and start also by saying that if you feel like you have been slowing down in clientele, like you are struggling to grow your clientele, these are true facts separate to the trend of the lash industry dying, because the reality right now is that for certain demographics, economy is just not the best right now. I understand that, and also let's try to understand that, hear me out, lash extensions should be a luxury service. Are they? Not always, because there's always going to be I don't even want to say lash artist, because a lot of people don't deserve that title, if you will. There's a lot of wannabe lash artists, or let's just call them lash tech. Let's leave it as a very generic lash tech. That you're not delivering a luxury experience. Therefore, you should not be charging a luxury price. But with that being said, understand that there are certain demographics that are struggling just overall to survive, because are you not? If you're not, good for you. Majority of the people that are surviving right now are struggling to make payments, any kind of payments, not just a lash payment. We're talking like food, like groceries, like what you need to live day to day. So those two things of people not having the same amount of disposable income as before, and you not being able to grow clientele, those two facts can be true separately to the fact that the lash industry is dying, because it's not. Okay, so let's leave that aside. You may, and here's the thing, I think that's why this trend blew up. It's because people that are slowing down or that are struggling to grow a clientele are like, well, the lash industry must be dying because I don't have any clients. I can't get any clients. Yeah, it must be true. It's not, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because anything beauty is going to be around and has been around forever, and it forever will be. Whether a certain specific demographic is struggling in the current economy, that's gonna be separate to the issue of the lash industry dying. Again, because it's not. So let's start there. The lash industry is not dying. The reason for it is that you're always gonna have the clients that can, the clients that are willing to pay the price, the clients that want the convenience of how easy it is to just wake up and not have to do anything to your lashes because you're already made up. Clients are always gonna seek out an artist. Hear me out, artist. The difference between just being a whoever lash tech that took a $20 training, or just, and hear me out, because I just talk, I just be talking, I just say things, but You can be self-taught. There's nothing wrong with that. There comes a point where if you want to take your business seriously and you want to actually have a career out of that, you're going to have to look out for guidance and for a training, a reputable training. I'm not talking about these quick in and out trainings. This ain't no burger. You can't be taking a training from a nobody that knows nothing, that is teaching you absolutely nothing, and then you pay a quick fee to get into a shit training, and then you wonder why you didn't learn anything, and now you're over here ruining the reputation of the industry. That's my second point. This idea of the lash industry dying is also being pushed by the fact that clients are seeking these luxury services, and unfortunately there are so many in and out technicians that want to make quick money, that are ruining the experience, that are ruining the technique, and that are ruining their own clientele and their own chances of having any kind of success in this industry. Are you following? Are you keeping up with me? So the lash industry dying? No, it's not. There's different clienteles that are either struggling or not struggling in the economy. And mind you, the people that are struggling, myself included, if you are struggling with keeping up with the current life, just keeping up with life in general can be a lot. I mean, I haven't even been on an episode on here, and it's been probably over 3 months. Something like that. So if you're struggling, it's what everybody's doing right now. So don't think that because your certain clients are struggling, it's going to reflect on your ability to create beautiful sets or your talent, or that this is going to be forever also. And mind you, those clients, if you have built a good enough relationship with those clients from the get-go, regardless of if they're in a financial position to be able to do this for themselves or not, they're going to come back to you the second they can. Do you hear me? I'm going to repeat that. The second they can, those clients will come back to you if you lay down a good enough structure and foundation for them to be able to call you their lash artist, so that the second they have that deposit hit their bank and be like, you know what, now I can, they come directly to you. If you don't bother about getting to know your clients, about being flexible with your clients, about being respectful of your clients, then you're never going to build that foundation and that bond and that trust. And that client, even if they have all the money in the world, they're never going to come to you because you don't give a shit about them. Why would they give a shit about you? Okay, so I'm hoping that all of these facts that I'm giving you is clarifying why the lash industry is not dying. Another reason why the lash industry won't ever die is because there's people like me that I'd rather not have any kind of lash enhancement unless it's lash extensions. I don't care if it's lash clusters, and again, I am not shitting on lash clusters. I don't like them. If you like them, great for you. I'm not gonna shit on you for wearing lash clusters, or lash strips, or any of the things, you know. Even I've also dabbled in the lash lifts. I like them, I didn't love them, but they're just not for me. But let's also not lie to ourselves and pretend that the experience and the feel and the everyday wear of lash extensions is similar or comparable to any of these other lash enhancements. Lash extensions do not feel like a lash strip, or they shouldn't. I've seen some work, so that is probably, questionable whether that lash extension feels like a lash strip, and if you do, then it's a problem, because why are they all stuck together, okay? So lash extensions should not feel like a lash cluster. Again, these are very different techniques, different applications, and you will not catch me wearing any of those. I would rather go lashless than have any other lash enhancement that is not a lash extension. The same way that I just laid this out to you is the way that your clients feel. Not all of them, some of them. And some of those clients, those are the reason why the lash industry won't ever die. Are you following? Are you keeping up with me? Okay. Also, let's keep in mind the fact that there is, or again, I'm not going to call them artists. I refuse to call them artists, because if you, let me slow down. Let me slow down, because I get too excited. If you never respected the artistry for what it was from the get-go, if you never took a necessary licensing or certification, whatever that is, depending on your area, if you never put in the hours after hours after hours of practice to make sure that you got at least the basics down, which what are the basics? Isolation, directionality, and placement. If you never went to the struggle of building your own clientele from scratch, I'm not talking to those that got grandfathered into something. I'm not talking to those that had a massive following on social media and they had 50 clients to start from the get-go. I'm not talking to you. I'm not. I'm talking to the people that really grinded from zero, from everything that you're from your class to the hours put in, to the clientele, to the supplies. If you didn't have to do all of those things from the beginning, then you're not understanding what it's like to build all of those things from scratch to get to somewhere. Okay, so if you didn't do any of those things, then of course you're not going to have the same respect for the artistry and you're not going to care about it as much. Let's be honest, you're not going to give a shit about it. Why would I give a shit about it? I'm going to give you an example, okay? You are somebody that invested, let's keep it a little short, a short 10K. Let's say 10K. And I'm lowballing here. Hold on, I need a sip. I've been talking a lot. Let's say you invest 10K. I don't care what it is. Certification, licensing, supplies, the setup, the get-go setup, okay? You did all those things and you're taking clients now. Versus somebody that ordered, and I'm not shitting on, you know what? I will shit on you a little bit. I'm gonna shit on you. I'm gonna call you out a little bit because sometimes you need somebody to call you out to be like, you know what? I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna clock it. So those two people are different people. So I will give due credit where it's, how's the word? How's it go? I will give credit where it's due, right? That's right. Sorry, you know my Spanish brain sometimes wants to kick in. So of course, those two people are going to be different. If somebody had the 10K investment versus somebody that had $100 investment because they didn't get certified, they didn't get licensed, they are working out of their home, and the effort and the investment is not the same, okay? Now, is there something wrong with, well, I started that way. Do you want to, are you talking to me that I don't care about it enough? At the beginning, everybody starts differently, right? If you are that person to start with a investment of very little, it is up to you to make the decision whether you're going to stay there or you're going to grow to match your clients' needs and wants and to not be part of the reason why this little trend of the lash industry dying got so popular. If you're starting with $100 and work your way up to, you know what, that's all I can do right now. I can only order the Amazon kit, or I can only watch a free video on YouTube. Great. Also, that needs to reflect on your practice, on your prices, on everything, right? So those two things right there, the person that is going to be investing a lot more and the person that's not investing so much, but staying there, that's the problem. You don't want to stay there. If you stay there, that also tells me that because you don't care or respect the artistry enough, you're going to be having clients come in and out. Who cares about quality education? I already watched a video. I'm doing lashes good enough. People are coming back. I'm charging $50 for a full set, and that's good enough because, again, why is it good enough? It's good enough because you don't have the 10K investment that you have to put back in. So girly over here with the 10K investment, she's gonna want a minimum of a full set for $150. And she's over here looking at the $50 sets and thinking what she's doing wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not. The problem is that in the industry, there's going to be all kinds of individuals. Brace yourself. If you're new here, brace yourself. Now, does that mean that you're gonna compare yourself to everybody? Fuck no. You can't do that. You're not gonna survive. If you keep looking over at what people down the street are doing just next door to you or on the other side of the world, you can't. You can't compete with anybody but yourself. So it is frustrating, trust me, because let me just give you an example. I have been in a city where, shout out to Midland, or not, actually, fuck that place. It was very good to me financially. Anything else, drama. Let's leave it there. But I was charging, hear me out. I was charging, are you ready? This is crazy. I was charging $450 American dollars for a full set. This was the mega volume era. This was 2017, 2018, something like that. This was when nobody had the knowledge, baby. Nobody knew what the hell we were doing. Well, they didn't. You know I did. Because I took back then an expensive ass training. My training back in 2017, 18 was close to $3,000. Clock that. $3,000 for a training back in the day? Yes. And I took it and I knew what I was doing. Reason why I could charge $450 for a full set. Who was fully booked? Me. Who was back-to-back clientele? Me. Who was making money? Show money. Who was making money? Me. Who spent their money like an idiot? Also me. What do you want from me? I was in my early 20s. What do you want from me? So there is room for everybody, because at the same time, when I was charging $450 for lash extensions, there was people next door to me, because again, mind you, who you talking to? Let me remind you. My name's Leslie. I'm from Mexico and Texas. I've been licensed in Texas since 2013. I put time, effort, money into this. Y'all hear Leo over here throwing his bowl at me because he's thirsty or hungry? You just had everything. Give me a second. I'm filming, Leo. He don't understand. He don't get it. He don't give a shit. Anyway, because I did everything I had to do, monetary-wise, work-wise, ethic-wise. I was charging a good amount of money. I know this. Is $450 too expensive for lash extensions? I don't think so. And you know who else didn't? My clients, who paid for it, who I was fully booked with. Thank you. At the same time that I was charging $450 for lash extensions, there were people in my same city, in my zip code, in my street, charging $80. $80 for lash extensions for a full set. Never in my life, not even when I was a beginner. I think I started at 100. But that just goes to show that there's always gonna be clients for everybody. The lash industry's not gonna die. I can be charging $450 and somebody on the street can be charging $80, and those clients are not gonna go from me to the other artist, okay? And let me just tell you, while I be talking all this shit about levels of this and this and that, it don't matter where you are and how much money you have put in financially. Talent does not come with putting in money. It just doesn't. I've seen it all. I've seen girlies that have, because I'm very blunt in how I teach and in how I talk to everybody. Stop pushing that bowl. I can hear everything over here. What was I saying? See, lost my train of thought. Because I've seen it all. I've seen people charging very little, people charging very less, for very little or a lot more. And I've seen people that have complete talent and they've taken only their little YouTube course. You know what I mean? So while I will shit on it a little bit and I will talk shit about it, because it's what comes after that. You have to make a decision of, is this going to be something that I can just stick with this alone and not do anything else? Or can I take this and then learn from it and then do better? Because what clientele do you want? I don't gotta ask you nothing else. What clientele are you looking for? What clients do you want? Do you want your clients to respect your time? You want your clients to respect your policies, to respect your time? Oh, yeah, I already said time. Your time, your policies, your work. That comes with a certain clientele that you have to also work on yourself for it. It doesn't matter how much you charge. It doesn't matter how much you've been doing, how long you've been doing this. None of that matters, okay? Understand that the lash artistry world is not going anywhere. And to be fair with you, I'm gonna be real honest of who I think started this. Leo, come over here. Y'all give me a Stop pushing that bowl around. What do you think you're doing? I had enough. See? Just like I've had enough of these individuals saying that the lash industry is dead. I'm gonna clock you. I'm gonna tell you who started this rumor. This rumor was started with, okay, two people. The technicians, I'm not gonna call you artists because you ain't. The technicians that started the rumor and the clients. I'm gonna tell you, okay? Now we're getting into the good stuff. So, this is the last thing I'm gonna cover about this topic, then we're gonna head out. I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna tell you the current lash trends and then new ways to work with me. Some things that I've recently launched that I'm very excited for. So we got about 5 more minutes. Stay with me and then we're leaving. I'm gonna tell you the clients and the technicians that started this rumor. The technician is, well, we just kind of covered it. The technician that doesn't care for the artistry, that doesn't care for the bonding with your clientele. This is the people the technicians that started this rumor of the lash industry dying are the ones that don't give a shit but anything but money, and they don't care about their clientele. They don't care to bear themselves. They're in the industry just for one thing only, and that's quick money, scamming, scheming, and lying. That's the people that started that rumor, that trend, that lie, okay? I'm talking, if you feel like you're being attacked, I don't care, do better. Then the client that is claiming the lash industry is dead, let me tell you who that is. And again, if you feel like I'm talking to you, then maybe I am. So the client that started this rumor is the client that was never meant, and hear me out, I'm gonna get close to my microphones, to both my microphones. The client that started the rumor of the lash industry dying was the client that was never meant to have lash extensions. Oh. What? Louder. The client that started the rumor that the lash industry is dying is the client that was never meant to have lash extensions. Why? Because we talked about this. We said there's girlies that are going to be cluster girlies. There's girlies that are going to be lash strip girlies. There's girlies that are going to be lash lip girlies. And they should never transition into lash extensions because you're not here. There's one spot here and one spot here. So you can't cross over. Okay, the client that is saying that the lash industry is dead because of prices or because of X, Y, and Z, whatever it is, you should never been here in the first place. This is not your spot. Like I just said, I told you, I myself as a lash artist, that I have access to all of the supplies. I can have the best supplier give me 100 boxes of lash strips. I can get the best clusters in the industry. I don't care. I don't want it. So I myself am the client that is meant for lash extensions, and I won't ever do the crossover to anything else but lash extensions. You feel me? So those are the two individuals, the two characters that started those rumors, and you're believing it. And you're neither of them, so why are you worried? You shouldn't, okay? That's wrapping up the lash industry dying area. Now I'm gonna tell you about some current lash trends that are making the world go crazy, including myself, okay? I cannot get enough. Again, go look at my page. I've posted repeatedly about this because if you are not currently doing it right now as we speak, if you're not at least trying these trends, you're gonna fall behind because 2024 summer, you're gonna see this a lot. You're gonna see it everywhere. You already know that the trend has transitioned and changed, not died, but changed, not died, but transformed. Beautiful. Into a more natural era. You know, everybody wants the more natural, the wispy, whatever, I'll do it for you. I don't care. Here's the catch. You as a lash artist, you have to learn how to do those styles. Otherwise, you're gonna fall behind. So what are the styles? I'm talking colors like brown. I'm talking caramels. I'm talking, there's some burgundy colors coming in. So a lot of these colors that weren't so popular before, now they're being really popular. That's what you need to focus on. Curls like LMJB, hot. You wanna use them, you wanna tag me where you use them and say, you know what?